I delayed this video a little bit because I didn't want it to be all about S Pen, no S Pen, hey, type of deal when it comes to comparing the S21 Ultra to the S22 Ultra, because there are reasons that have nothing to do with design why you'd want to pick up an S21 Ultra in 2022 over its newer companion in the S22 Ultra. And I want to make something clear at the top of the video. This is not a direct comparison video. It's not one of those videos, if you already have an S21 Ultra, should you be upgrading to an S22 Ultra? Because in my mind, the answer to that is no. And we'll get to some of those reasons in a moment. This video is more geared towards, do you have that S9? Do you have that S9 Plus? Do you have that Note 9 and you're not getting security updates anymore or Android updates anymore and you're looking to upgrade? Which one of these should you be picking up? And I'm going to focus on two main points. The first one being price, and not just the dollar amount, because this is obviously a year older, so it's going to be several $100s cheaper, but price to performance. What are you actually giving up for those few $100s that you get to save on the S22 Ultra? Because in my mind, it is a situation like those graphics cards if you're a PC gamer, right? The GeForce RTX 3090 comes out, and then the 3090 Ti comes out. And do you get those extra 2 frames a second with the 3090 Ti? Yeah, you betcha. Is it worth another $500 on top of the price of the 3090? No. That's what it looks at to me when I'm comparing these two devices, because they're both at speeds that are not going to be utilized for years to come as far as the maximum load that both of these devices can handle. They are both snappy. 120 frames is 120 frames. If your games and programs are already running at that, it's not like they're going to go over that. You know, performance may improve, and I understand slightly. I believe the numbers. I get it. This one does perform slightly better. It is slightly newer. Is it $300 newer? Is it $300 better? Not to me. And let's talk about the price, by the way, because I'm going to include the link in the description. Amazon Renewed, the cheapest one of these I found, in silver, by the way, $757. And when we're talking about Amazon Renewed for a year-old device, understand, every time I've had an experience with Amazon Renewed for a year-old device, they've been practically brand new. And you do have those protections and you do have the 90 days, but if you could pick this up for sub $800, that's a run, don't walk. And if you're able to get a great deal on one, even new or something like that, $850, you're absolutely going to be served by this device for years to come. Now, I've said it before. I understand this is $1,200, but like I've said, if you're paying $1,200 for one of these, you're doing it wrong. Because between the carrier deals, Samsung's own deals, the trade-in deals where you could basically hand in one of their flip phones and get $300 off, you're able to save quite a bit of money. But if you're not in one of those positions and you're just looking to one, you're okay with something renewed, this certainly becomes attractive. And then when you factor in the idea that the performance enhancement that you get from one year to the next is not mind-boggling. I get that it's there, but it's not something on day-to-day tasks that you're going to notice in your Pokemon Go's, in your Facebook, in your Instagram, in Twitter. I mean, how fast can you scroll Twitter? Your eyes can't even move that fast between these devices. I understand the Geekbench and all the rest. Those are programs designed to absolutely max out these devices, which I personally, when I go back to the S10 Plus, which we just did the video on, I don't think the Snapdragon 855 is particularly maxed out as far as all the potential that chipset has. So if the 888 certainly isn't, and the Snapdragon Gen 8 Gen 1 certainly isn't, not for years to come. So if the S Pen doesn't matter to you, if there's no real preference as far as design's concerned, whether you want something like this, because you're not giving up anything in the camera department, I don't think. The versatility's there. You're still getting the periscope zoom. You're still getting all the lenses. You're still getting all the things that you love, the laser autofocus that you love on the S21 Ultra, on the S22 Ultra, and vice versa, okay? You're not really sacrificing a whole heck of a lot. I think it's just the newness. Now, there are advantages to the S22 Ultra. You're getting back a year of support. And like we just talked about on how long these phones can last, you have to ask yourself a question. Do I keep my phone for 3 years? 2 or 3 years? Then you're good here, because you're going to be getting coverage and security updates and Android updates in that time period. Do you keep your phone for 4 years? Then you're going to be out of luck. You're going to be a year out of service, and then in that case, if you can get a good deal, the S22 Ultra becomes something for you. So ask yourself, are you coming from an S8? Do you keep them 4 years, 5 years? Then something like this might be the better choice for you in that department. And like we saw, it's perfectly reasonable and within the realm of expectation that you'd have these devices that long. I know enthusiasts were watching these videos like 4 years, 5 years, 6 months I want to get rid of my phone. Now I get it. But we looked at the S10 Plus. We looked at the Note 9. These are devices that are perfectly capable still and will be for the next year. And in that case, you'd be out of support here on a device that's perfectly capable and in support here on a device that certainly is more than capable. So that's a question that you legitimately can ask yourself. How long am I keeping this? The other thing that I want to talk about is there are advantages, as we've seen in 2021 and 2022, in a device that's kind of been around the block. You know, it's been through its paces. I was once at an auto auction years ago, and there was a vehicle coming through that had 287,000 miles on it. And I saw it. I didn't believe it. I leaned into the driver's side, looked at the odometer. Yeah, 280. I got to watch this thing. So I watch it go through. And the auctioneer, the first thing out of his mouth is, only the good ones make it that long. And there's something to be said for that. All the kinks have been worked out. It's been put through its paces. And as you've seen with multiple releases in 2021 and 2022, these companies don't exactly have it figured out. Google doesn't have it figured out. OnePlus doesn't have it figured out. Even Samsung really doesn't have it figured out, even though I do think that's the best experience of the bunch. They still have issues on release and with new upgrades on their new hardware. So a device that's essentially, you don't have to worry about quality control. It's been beta tested by millions of people. And with that, given that feedback and all the rest of it, things that they could work on, you're getting a device that's had a year of tinkering and all the rest of it that's ready to go. This device has improved in battery life over the past year. The camera lag, I think the shutter lag rather, is better than on the S22 Ultra because they've been working on it for a year. The frame drops and all the stuff, the FPS stuff that they had at the beginning, the growing pains of this device are gone. You're getting a device where every patch now, it's more tinkering and expanding and improving when it comes to the S21 Ultra, whereas the S22 Ultra, they're still taking big stabs at things, right? They're still cleaning up that battery drain. They're still cleaning up the shutter lag. And when you take big swings at things, like Google learned the hard way with their updates on the Pixel 6, sometimes you break things. Sometimes the optimization goes haywire. It doesn't work right anymore. So there is something to be said, as odd as that sounds, as we keep marching forward with technology, as odd as it sounds, I do think there should be a value placed on a phone and a device where they've been working on the hardware with software optimizations for a year. So not only do you save a few dollars, you know, more than a few dollars, you're saving $200, $300, $400 on something like this, you're getting a device that's been honed in, tuned up, ready to go. So I do think that there are certain benefits there. But like I said, it's not all sunshine and lights. There are things here with the extra year of support, with the slightly more powerful stuff. If you're really into it, you need to be on the latest and greatest. And then it comes to the personal preference stuff. Do you need an S Pen? Do you like the squared off design? Then you're firmly in the S22 Ultra camp if you're somebody coming from a Note and you just live in that lifestyle. Because otherwise, performance-wise, they're both great. You know, I really love this. It went from like to love for me because of the form factor and the rest of that. But if that doesn't speak to you, if that's not your thing, then this device, ultra blazing, ultra fast, and you're going to be 2 and 3 years down the line before you're really maxing out and testing the limits of this hardware, which I think is certainly a big deal. LongIslandWatch.com. Check out this one for spring. Really nice. Link in the description. Mark's running a sale. Help out those that help out the channel. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you so much, by the way, to all the Luscious fans. 8,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. If you're loving the tech, both new and old, go ahead and give that subscribe button a tussle. It certainly means a lot to me. Until next time. People like the squishables. Is this a squishable? Even though it's not the squid, the octopus? I guess so. They're both smiling, and then I could turn them inside out if frowning if a product really stinks. Anyway, have that Steve Licious day.